Dumelang and welcome again to this week's episode of Monday ReTsene with Pretoria Psychologist. My name is Sharon and we are talking all things December. Go guys, see, better get December boss. And this is a month that we usually associate with being out and about, going to parties, family members, events, and all of those things that seem fun and exciting to do because it's the end of the year. But one thing that we can sometimes neglect during this month of December is to engage in meaningful rest. Throughout the year, we are so busy with work, with studies, with businesses, with whatever it is that we get involved in, and it becomes so hard to find time to set aside for rest. Now, meaningful rest is important in order for us to keep going, because a lot of time we push ourselves beyond our limits because we have deadlines, we have meetings, we have things that need to get done, and it seems like there's just not enough time to rest. But our bodies can only take it up to so far, including also our mental capacity. Continuing to work and not giving ourselves time to rest will cause us to be fatigued and might actually lead to burnout. So rest is important for several reasons. First of all, it is important because it energizes your body and it also energizes your mind. It's also important to rest because that can improve your mood. When you are rested, you are less agitated. I'm not sure if you've experienced yourself when you've had a very long week and you are just at the end of yourself and you have to continue doing other things and you just seem not to be yourself because you are just too tired. So in this December, I want to just challenge you to also take some time to rest as well. Because some of these things that we do that might seem like fun, like going out, like attending events and all of those things, they can also be draining and take some mental energy from us. And remember, time moves very fast. Before we know it, it will be January again and we'll have to continue with our responsibilities. So before that time comes, let us allow ourselves some time aside to engage in meaningful rest. Now, rest is not just physical. More often we think of rest in terms of our physical bodies. That is why maybe when we're tired, we will choose to sleep, because more often than not, our body is sleep deprived because we don't sleep the right amount of hours that we need in order to be rejuvenated. Physical rest is very important, and sleep is one of the ways in which we can engage in that. But also something a little more refreshing, like taking a walk and getting some fresh air, could also be equally energizing, because sleeping all the time can also drain you and make you feel more tired. Rest does not only end in the physical, but we also need mental rest. We need mental rest where we give ourselves a cognitive break, where you're not thinking about ideas or strategizing or writing emails, because that is also work. It's mental work. And as long as you're keeping your brain active in things that require you to think and process heavily, then you're depriving yourself of an opportunity to rest. Previously, work used to be associated with a certain location, like you would need to go to the office for work. But now a lot of us work virtually and we can easily just go through our emails at home, on our phones, on our laptops. And that has also eliminated some of those boundaries that would be helpful in terms of giving us space to rest. We have turned our homes, which are supposed to be a resting space, into a workspace. So challenge yourself to switch off the laptop, to not engage in reading emails or anything like that is related to work, but to actually just take the time to relax and not be productive, but intentionally do something that is more enjoyable, like reading a book or just engaging in a fun hobby. Mental rest is very important, but also so is emotional rest. Emotional rest is now when we become authentic with our true feelings. Now, in life, we know that we don't always have time to pause and reflect on our feelings because life goes on. And you find that throughout the year, a lot of things happen that we never have time to actually go through and process because life needs to go on. So I would say that in this December, it would be a good time to also just take a back step and to reflect on our emotions and some of the disappointments we've experienced, some of the hurts we've encountered, some of the achievements we've had, and to reflect on those things and to be authentic about it and to cry for the things that we need to cry about, to journal for the things that we need to journal, to share our experiences. If it's also things related to relationships where you find that maybe you didn't end things well with other people, maybe to even take the step to confront those issues so that we start the new year without things hanging over our head because of emotional burden that has taken place in this year. So in order for us to be productive and to be functional, rest cannot be stressed enough. I cannot emphasize it enough that we need to rest. Sometimes it seems difficult to rest, maybe because of the kind of spaces that we live in. Maybe you live in a shared space with other people in a room or in a flat or at home, and your children are just there and it's just everyone feeling like that in your face. If sometimes you need to separate yourself from that space in order to get yourself the rest that you need, then do that, because sometimes a little selfishness might be good for our self-care. If there's also people who are available to help you, utilize that help. If you have a place where you can take your children for the holiday while you breathe, do that, because you might end up snapping or shouting at your kids unnecessarily so because you are fatigued. Also, if you need some support, ask for help, ask for support, let go of some responsibilities. You don't have to cook a 7 colors meal every day. Sometimes it's even those small commitments that we can let go of in order to give ourselves the time that we need to recharge and to rejuvenate. So I hope that in this December, as we go out and celebrate and enjoy the festivities, that we will also remember to look after ourselves by meaningfully resting and giving ourselves the space that we need in order to start the new year feeling fresh and active. So thank you so much for watching this week's episode, and I hope you will have a great and wonderful festive season. Until next time.